Welcome back to Perspective Z, your favorite generational podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Katrina.
Let me just say, we have a lot of things to talk about today. We kind of started talking to each other, we started this call 16 minutes ago, and we have less than a minute of stuff recorded, so we got off topic, but it's fine.
Yep, that's what happens when two teenagers start a podcast. You just never get anything done unless you hit record.
Pretty much, and even then, we get distracted.
Yep, a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to our podcast.
I'm really good at getting distracted. How about you?
Me too.
Yeah, I was like, if you're gonna say no, I'm just gonna laugh at you, because we both know.
What? Me get distracted? Never. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, did you see that squirrel that just ran by?
In your closet.
Yeah, I'm currently sitting in my closet, because it's the quietest room in my house.
Anyways, what's your favorite thing this week, Rachel?
I was actually gonna say that as well. So my favorite thing this weekend is long weekends, because we're recording this on a Saturday, but it's going up on Labor Day, so happy Labor Day. Labor Day in the US, anyway. I don't know what other countries do. Other countries don't celebrate Labor Day, do they?
I have no clue.
Anyway, I really like long weekends, because I work Saturday nights, and so on normal weekends, it's like, okay, I have one day of getting caught up and doing the weekend things, but on long weekends, you get the extra day, so I have a normal weekend, which is super cool.
Nice.
What about you, Katrina? What is your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing is, since we're getting into, it's not really fall yet, but September, since it's September now, fall clothes are a thing, and that makes me so happy, because I like summer clothes, because, it's warm, so you don't really have to deal with anything, but I also like it when it gets colder, so that you can comfortably wear jeans and you're not burning up.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that one. One thing that I like about fall is, the fall clothing, but, for the first month of fall, aka September, it's, cold in the mornings, but then by the end of the day, it's, 300 degrees, and you're in your sweatshirt. I said sweaty, because I was trying to combine sweatshirt and hoodie, and it made sweaty. But, you're in your sweater or your hoodie and jeans, and you're, all cute and fall in the morning, and then by the afternoon, that works. By the afternoon, you're just a melted puddle of dead, because it's so hot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Obviously, you like fall clothes. What are your thoughts on, fall versus summer?
So summer is where everybody is going places and you can't really hang out with anybody, which isn't ideal, but it's also when everybody's getting tans, and apparently I do not have the ability to tan, because I'm as white.
Either.
I'm as white as a marshmallow.
I don't think you're quite a marshmallow. Maybe a toasted marshmallow?
So summer is the time where people are away, and so you don't really have the time, but I kind of like it when it gets colder, because then you get to wear fall clothes, and then 2, you get to have hot drinks, and I have an unhealthy obsession with scarves. So that's
Scarves
when I
are
get
adorable.
that's when I get to wear all my scarves. And yeah, and you get to hang out with people more in the fall, because people are in state instead of out of state like they are in the summer.
That's fair. I would say people are fall is so much better than any other season, and then they don't give any reasons why, but or they're because clothes and stuff. But here's my thing with fall, right? Here's my thing with all seasons. Mm-hmm. I like every season for a different reason. So summer I love because no school, and it's a lot more chill, and well, it's not chill as in cold, it's chill as in chillax, and
yeah.
Oy vey, that makes me think of Hannah Montana,
Yep.
the TV show, when they would chillax on the beach. Chillax and Jackson specifically.
Chillax and Jackson.
Oh, I didn't
Hannah
even
Montana
know
was such a good show.
It was such a good show. What were we talking about? Seasons. That's what we were talking about. Anyway.
Squirrel? What?
Exactly. I think we should just title this episode Squirrel.
That'd be smart.
But fall is nice because it's like starting to get colder, and because I really like cold. I love being snuggled up in warm things. Like I would much rather be cold so I can add like warm fuzzy blankets and scarves and everything than be hot, because when you're hot you are just miserable.
Me too.
But like I definitely love the fall aesthetic and I'm all for it. Like my mom this morning brought me coffee, like a hot coffee when I woke up. And I haven't had a hot coffee in so long because it's been too hot, but it's a good drink. What is your favorite fall beverage?
Well, you see, I don't really. So only thing I've had from a coffee shop is a mocha or hot chocolate.
Quite honestly, people are gonna hate me for saying this. I think that pumpkin spice lattes and chai lattes taste the exact same.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but
anyway, your favorite drink? Squirrel?
my favorite drink, I'd say probably hot chocolate or a mocha because those are the only two drinks I've had. But like, um, they're both like really well. Mocha isn't really sweet because the coffee's kind of bitter, but like,
mm-hmm.
it's warm and it makes you feel all happy inside. And yeah. What's your favorite fall beverage?
My favorite fall beverage is hot apple cider.
Oh, I love that too. I forgot that was a fall beverage.
That's not what I meant to copy. Yeah, I love it very much a lot, and that's English clearly. But I just it's such a good. We have some in the house year round, so like sometimes in like June or July I'll start drinking it, and then I'll realize that it's a hot beverage, and it it's hot outside and it's really not great. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely one of my favorites. It's just a classic, you know?
I feel like if I was a Pixar character, I would be a Doug from Up because I get so distracted and I feel like, and I just love people some days. It depends on the day, but like, I'm like, I have just met you and I love you. That's a very Hufflepuffish thing to say. No Hufflepuffing stereotypes, but that's what I feel like I do. So like,
oh no, some stereotypes I think are fairly
accurate.
True. Yep. For example, your Hufflepuff one right now, like I would say that's accurate. That being said, I do not believe all stereotypes are true. I'm not a bad person.
Slytherins aren't evil. Anyway.
Accurate! I'm a good person.
Yes, you are.
You can't see, but I just smiled. Well, you can see, but like the rest of the world can't see. I just got a real big smile.
I've seen so many things on Pinterest that say if the world is ever taken over by two people, it's gonna be a Slytherin and a Hufflepuff, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, have you seen like headcanons of, or not headcanons, but just like what are they called? It's not like a fan theory, but it's just, maybe it is a headcanon.
It is
I don't
a
know.
headcanon.
It's a headcanon? Okay. Well, whatever it's called, headcanon is what we're gonna call it. Tweet us and tell us if we're wrong. Of like, when people are imagining like houses being friends and stuff, the Slytherin Hufflepuff ones are so cute. And it's like, the Slytherin always wants to protect the Hufflepuff, and the Hufflepuff always wants to make sure like the Slytherin is taking care of themselves and all that, and it's just so cute. And that's like the most pure friendship. And I think it's funny because you are a Hufflepuff and I am a Slytherin.
So like,
it works.
Yeah. High five through the screen.
High five. It works.
It works.
I was really confused as to where you were going with if I was any Pixar character, because it felt very random, but I get it now, because duh.
Yeah. Squirrels. Yeah. Distractions. What?
Squirrels. I would say, now I kind of, what Pixar character would I be? Oh no, that's such an intense question. What Pixar character? There's probably a Buzzfeed quiz on it.
We should take a Buzzfeed quiz on the pod.
There's most definitely a Buzzfeed quiz. Which I spelled Pixar with a C instead of an X. Character are you? We should probably make sure we're gonna take the same quiz too.
Yeah, I found a few Oh My Disney ones and then a BuzzFeed one.
Um, I found a Buzzfeed which Pixar character you are.
Okay,
Oh,
we can do that and then.
you just want to take a bunch of Buzzfeed quizzes because I'm 100% for that.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, what's your
link
first
is in the
question?
doc.
Okay.
The first question is what scares the crap out of you?
Okay, we have the same quiz.
Okay, good.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
dying. What scares the crap out of you? The answers are destructive toddlers, death, nothing, bro, being lonely, the color pink, bad weather, love handles, marriage, or space.
Oof. Wait, aren't love handles like the thing with like your stomach and your waist?
I don't know. I already know which one I'm picking, so.
My vote is we don't say the things we're picking, we just read them aloud.
Okay.
I love the color pink is what scares the crap out of you. Because that just makes me think of Dolores Umbridge, who, not my favorite person.
Yep.
Alright, the next question is pick a juice flavor. Apple, orange, cranberry, grapefruit, prune, strawberry banana, grape, water, or pineapple.
Water isn't a fruit.
Water is definitely not a fruit.
Oh, it's a juice. Water isn't a juice either,
Water's
so
not
like.
a juice. This just doesn't work.
Okay, I chose mine.
I did too.
Okay. Which Disney princess has the best hair? Ariel, Aurora, Belle, Cinderella, Jasmine, Merida, Mulan, Rapunzel, or Snow White?
Ooh, that's kind of a hard one.
Yeah,
Okay, I have my answer.
me too.
How do you feel about coffee? Heckin' awesome. Everything black. Coffee beans are better. Iced or nothing. Give me more. Let's put a little kick in there. I hear humans like it. I prefer tea. Don't need it. Alright, I have my answer.
Me too. Okay, what's your favorite ride at Disneyland? Splash Mountain, Soarin', Jungle Cruise, Star Tours, Tower of Terror, the Monorail, Space Mountain, It's a Small World, or Pirates of the Caribbean.
Have you been to Disneyland?
Yeah, I've been to Disneyland twice and Disney World once.
Okay, I've only ever been to Disney World technically twice, but the first time I went, I was like 8 weeks old, so that doesn't count. The second time I went, I was 10. So I'm just gonna pick mine from that.
Yeah.
Because, I don't remember what it's called. It's like the Carousel of Progress or something.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, when I was 8 weeks old, my mom just sat on that and, like, went around the park a bunch of times because she had an 8-week-old. While, like, my dad took my brother and sister to go do rides.
Nice.
Apparently it was very relaxing. Alright, next question. If you could be an Olympian in one sport, which would it be? Judo, gymnastics, curling, archery, trampoline, weightlifting, swimming, ice skating, or table tennis.
See, I'm not good at any of these things.
Well, you don't have to be good at it. It's just if you could be good at it. Also, there is a girl that does competitive trampoline in one of my classes. Not like she doesn't do the trampoline in my classes, but she is in one of my classes.
She just has a trampoline that she carries to every class.
Yeah, naturally.
Obviously. Okay. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Raisins, bread, seaweed, lettuce, flaming hot Cheetos, Quest bar, fish, potatoes, or garbage?
My mom would pick Quest bars. She is obsessed with them.
I have never heard of Quest bars before.
It's like a granola protein bar thing.
Okay.
Alright, I've picked mine.
I need to pick one.
And this
I
is
know
the
which one
last
I'm not
question,
picking.
so after this, we get to know what Pixar character we are.
Okay. I'll do this. Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure. I got Merida. All the single ladies put their hands up and salute to you. You're smart, funny, and brave. No one can tell you what to do because you're courageous enough to follow your own path. You go, girl.
Nice.
I like that.
I got Wally. You could scan the planet and never find someone as hardworking as you. You're loyal, strong, and work your row butt off for the greater good of the world. Even though you're devoted to your job, you're also on a quest to find love. You're lucky enough to be able to think with your head but follow your heart at the same time.
Honestly, I think both of ours are pretty accurate.
Yeah, like,
Also, Wally's one of my favorite Pixar characters.
yeah. He's just so cute.
He's so cute. I have so my best friend and I have keychains, and she has a Wally keychain, and I have an Evie. Is it Eve or Evie?
I think it's Eve or Eva.
Eva, okay. I have the EV, like the letters EV. That's as
Yeah.
far as I'm going. One on my keychain, which I love.
Nice. You know what I
Yeah.
have on my keychain? A Hufflepuff crest.
Yes.
I have my keys up here. See, I'll show you.
Okay, so I don't know if I've talked about this, but I am actually a terrible Slytherin. Not in the fact that I'm a bad person, but in the fact of I think we've definitely talked about this. But yeah, I don't own any Slytherin stuff. I don't own any Ravenclaw stuff. I don't own any Hufflepuff stuff, but I do own a Gryffindor t-shirt.
Yeah, we talked about that last episode, but
Was that last episode? That was so long ago. I've had a whole week of school since then,
me too.
which I do not recommend.
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school, but like, you don't have to like it.
Yeah, because most people don't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Should we take another BuzzFeed quiz?
I was actually thinking. I have a question for you.
What?
This is something that my teacher asked us in class once, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. So I want to know: would you consider yourself sunrise, sunset, daylight, or twilight, and why?
Okay, so based on that question, I would say I feel like I'm sunset because number one, not a morning person in the slightest because I cannot wake up to save my life and I stay up late because that's when my brain is awake. It's like the opposite of that Frozen quote, the sky's awake so I'm awake.
Yeah, no, the sky's awake, so I'm asleep.
Me as heck. But I feel like I'm sunset because like evening is this kind of peaceful time of day where like it's where people are like going home from their jobs, most people. Like some people have late night jobs, but like
That'd be me.
yeah. But sunset's usually when people are coming home with to spend time with their families, to have like dinner and like hang out with people. I feel like evening, like sunset's kind of the time where people tend to hang out more. And since, see, people think I hate people, and sometimes I do hate people, but I honestly also love people, so like,
Fair.
yeah.
I can definitely see you being sunset. Also, sunsets are so pretty. Like, if you think about the colors of a sunset, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're so pretty. Colorado, oh, I'm not supposed to say my state. The sunsets in my state are just really pretty.
Yeah. Mine, okay, so, like I've said before, I live, in a rural area. Like, literally there's a soybean field in my backyard. But the sunsets are so pretty over it. So, like, when I go on my runs, like, in the evening, if I don't have to work that night, I run and I like can see the soybean field as I'm running, and it is so pretty. But I don't think I'm a sunset person. I would consider myself twilight, mainly because like I in the summer will stay up till 6 a.m. and then sleep until like 3 in the afternoon. I just think twilight. Okay, maybe I'm not twilight with the description I'm about to give, but it's really calm, and it's just like I focus better at twilight. So maybe I'm not twilight because it's calm, and I'm definitely not. I'm a pretty hectic person with a busy personality and a busy schedule. But twilight's my favorite time of day.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good question. That was deep. Somewhat.
It was nice. We have another question from Q the Sarcasm Queen, which is Q the Sparkle on Twitter. And she asks, what do you think the world might look like when you guys hit 30? In terms of technology, laws, political climate, actual climate, etc. So that's 15 years from now-ish.
Yeah. I honestly haven't thought that much about my future because I'm too busy thinking about the past because I have anxiety. But like, um,
Same.
I kind of like I feel like technology is going to be more advanced because that's kind of a given
Mhm.
because people are working in technology and STEM and stuff.
Yep.
Laws, I don't really know what goes on when it comes to politics because I'm still a small, not small because I'm freaking tall child. But I don't I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff unless it pops up on my Twitter feed.
That's fair.
And then like actual climate, I don't think I don't feel like it would be different. Like it might be a little bit different because of like the different cuz like recently there's been the whole plastic thing like that it's danger for
Yeah.
our environment and stuff, but I don't really know how it would affect climate or anything.
Yeah, for sure. I can agree with that. I think in terms of like this isn't I don't think this is political climate or actual climate, but just like socially, I think we will have moved to a lot more of like reusable things to reduce plastic and
Mm-hmm.
like things that are harmful in landfills and stuff, which I think will be really interesting to see develop because I know like a lot of places are already starting to move away from plastic. Like I don't know if Target in your area does this, but the Targets that I've been to in my state and out of my state have been moving to paper bags instead of plastic, unless you like ask for plastic.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Target since school supply shopping, but I might have to check and see if they're doing that.
Yeah, but overall, I think the world will look pretty similar. Um,
Yeah.
like it's just imagining change is hard, and that's what
Mhm.
I'm trying to do. So it's a weird thing. Um, Maybe we'll finally get flying cars like in Back to the Future. Maybe.
Or hoverboards, because that would make getting to class so much easier.
Yes, yes, it would. Can we please have that to the scientists that are listening? Be greatly appreciated. Okay, thanks, love you, bye. Just kidding, I'm staying. That's something I've started adding to. So I do this thing where I say PLZKTHXLUVBYE, which is like okay, thanks, love you, bye. But then if I'm still in the like if I still want to be in the conversation, I add like JK, I'm staying. And it's like you don't put any spaces in it, so it looks like just a bunch of letters unless you look at it. So just like, okay, thanks, love you, bye, JK, I'm staying.
Yeah. Oftentimes, like, there was this time where I was in the comments section of a YouTube video and somebody was promoting their own channel that had, like, nothing to do with the video or anything. And he was
That
putting
bothers
it
me.
on every single comment, and I was like, can you not do that? Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh yeah, no, if I don't know the person, I won't add the love you, but it's just like, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah. And
That's
then one of my friends saw it, and he was like, "I love that. I'm using that now." And so,
yeah, one of my favorite creators who like doesn't post ever used that once to say because he was doing a stream to say like you should come watch the stream. Okay, thanks, love you, bye. And I just haven't stopped using it since because I think it's hilarious.
that never posts ever.
He never ever posts. Anyway,
Anyways,
as you saw, I looked at my watch a minute ago because it buzzed at me for
uh-huh.
step counts, and I want to know, Kizzy, what's your step count for today?
Okay, I know we say this every episode, but it is like
It's a Saturday morning.
it's a Saturday morning, and I have moved upstairs to downstairs to upstairs again to record. And I have 187 steps.
I played with my puppy this morning a little, so I am at 931. But I also woke up less than an hour ago.
Yeah, same. But
But
I
yesterday, oh, go
yes.
ahead.
Yesterday I got 4.5 thousand because I actually went to my high school's football game.
I didn't because I worked. But I'm kind of sad because it was like our big rivalry with the other school in our town.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a private school, so when we play them, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
But that meant that the mall was really empty, which was great because I had to do less work, and we got out a little earlier. But yesterday I had 15,937. Wait, 32. I can't read. It's fine.
Yeah, but at our football game, it wasn't the big rivalry game, but it was the first home game of the season. And let me tell you, my high school football team isn't that great. Like, I don't watch sports personally. I was coming to see the marching band because my brother's in the marching band and my friend is in the marching band, but I wasn't watching the game at all, but like we had 0 points by the time the game got rained out and we almost got struck by lightning.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That rain that you had last night came my way this morning at about 5 a.m. So I woke up and I heard the rain and I was like, I'm just gonna fall back asleep. And you know what I love?
What?
The sound of rain. And falling asleep to rain. I used to be terrified of storms. Like, up until I was 13, I would go crawl in my mom's bed because I was scared of storms. I don't do that anymore. 3 years later, I've finally progressed past that. But now I love them. Like, I love just hearing the thunder.
You know what I don't like?
Getting almost struck by lightning.
Well, that. But those sounds when you're listening to the radio and it does the severe weather alert.
Oh, that's such a loud and annoying sound.
Yeah, when I was little, so I listened to the radio to go to sleep, and then because my mom was like, "Okay, honey, go count 15 songs, and then you can come downstairs and watch TV with us." So I would be like, "Okay, I need to count songs. 1," and then it would be like 3 minutes, and then I'd be like, 2, and then I'd be asleep by the time we got to 15 songs. That's a really good parenting tactic.
That's actually awesome.
But whenever it was raining, it would do the and it scared me so bad. And
it's so loud. And I understand why it's loud, but it's so loud.
Yeah. And I always get so scared. Like, I would say I've grown out of it, but I really haven't because it's freaking terrifying.
So I'm in an intro to broadcasting class, which is super, super interesting because right now we're learning about the history of radio and the history of how it all got started. And there are so many things I didn't even know that I needed to know. But I'm learning the difference between AM and FM radio stations. Did you know FM radio stations work better when it's cloudy?
I didn't know that. I know what AM and FM stand for, though, because I learned that in 8th grade science class.
You see, I should know that, because we just learned that yesterday, but I don't remember it. It's fine, I'll study tomorrow. But, so AM radio waves... Wait, I wanna double check this real quick, because I don't want to get it backwards, but I think... Okay, so, yeah, I was right. So AM radio waves, they shoot out of the receiver, and then they bounce around, on the ionosphere, which is above in our atmosphere. And so, they bounce around, and they, hit buildings and stuff and keep going, which is why when you're, downtown, it's easier to, signals are different because they're bouncing different. And then at night, the ionosphere, gets closer together, and so the radio waves get a little distorted, but they go further, because they are bouncing off a different object, which is cool. And then FM radio waves don't bounce, and they just shoot straight out into space from the receiver. So that's why when it's foggy and rainy, you can hear the radio waves better, because the fog and rain creates a layer kind of like the ionosphere that keeps them from going into space. And I can tell that I am boring you, but I find it so cool and interesting.
No, I'm a
nerd. Fair. Yeah, but that's my little spiel on radio waves.
Very informative and entertaining.
Yeah, see, now you can see why I thought I was a Ravenclaw for so long.
Alright, speaking of Harry Potter, since today is September 1st, and September 1st is when you go back to Hogwarts in the Harry Potter series,
Oh
do
shoot, I
you.
missed the train! It
Dang
left
it!
58 minutes ago!
Crap.
Well, let's not be Harry and Ron and just send an owl to Dumbledore and McGonagall instead
Yeah,
of trying
and.
to steal a flying car.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what you were saying, Squirrel.
So, I know we talked about Harry Potter a lot last time, but, like, do you have anything that, like, I know that last year was the official date that it was the 19 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But what year are you if we were. What are you talking about? We are at Hogwarts. What year are you in Hogwarts?
Um, I don't know how British education works, so I don't know what their years are. I'm a junior in high school, so if someone in Europe, how do you say that? Oh goodness, now I'm questioning language again. That's a bad idea. That's just a rabbit hole. Anyway, Squirrel. If someone in Europe could tell me what a junior in high school is,
And
um,
that is 11th grade
yeah,
for
that's
us.
11th grade here, but I know
Yep.
they do it differently there.
Yeah. I am a um, sophomore in high school, just 10th grade. And I don't know if this is correct, but I always did it that 7th year was a senior. And
Okay.
so I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I always did in my head. So I'm thinking you would be a 6th year and I'd be a 5th year.
Can we have a European tweet us at perspective_z_? We'll leave that in the description box. If I'm a 6th year and she's a 5th year, really appreciate it. I want to know.
Yeah, because we don't go to Hogwarts and it's depressing.
Shh. Okay, so once I got one of my English teachers because I had an English teacher that had never read Harry Potter.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so I bugged her for like all of first semester for her to read it, and then finally she did, and oh look, someone's vacuuming again. Anyway, finally she did read it, and so when she finished the first book, I like made her a Hogwarts letter. Like I took the thing and I dyed the paper and I made it look all old, and I like I do calligraphy, so I wrote in calligraphy on it, so it looked like McGonagall had written it out. And I like wrote it
Nice.
out, and I wrote her the supply list, and I made like one of the wax seals, and I put it in an envelope, and I gave it to her. And I really liked that teacher. I still talk to her occasionally, which is super cool.
Yeah, I have a teacher like that, except she had read Harry Potter. My
Oh, that's
6th
good.
grade teacher is. She was so sweet to me. But we still talk sometimes, like once a year, maybe. Or twice a year, because I text her when summer starts and I text her when winter break starts. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Teachers are amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as the daughter of a teacher.
Me
And no, my
too.
mom isn't forcing me to say this, but like I honestly, I have so many just amazing teachers. Like I am in an honors class where like pretty much one of our only assignments in the year, like we have two assignments of the year, and this one is just like one presentation and the other one is just kind of an ongoing thing that you do. Um, but like she gives us a list of 5 things that we can give a presentation over because you're in her class for 6 semesters, and then the 6th semester, which is like your last semester senior year, you bring in a live speaker, which is super super cool. Um, and like part of the reason I love that the classes are all mixed grades in her, like her class is all mixed grades, because then since sophomore year I've had so last year we had a bunch of speakers come in and it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
um, anyway, she gives you 5 topics you can give what she calls a seminar over, and that's like you take a class period and you just talk about whatever you want, and you have to be able to like make conversation with it. So you get 5 categories, and they're futuristic, problematic, controversial, general interest, and advanced knowledge. And so I've already had been in our class for 2 years, so I've given 2 of mine, and I did futuristic, and one of those, and that presentation was like on internet friends, which is really kind of interesting because like I have a lot of internet friends, and the other one was on controversial. So my controversial topic was Christmas music year round because I am a huge fan of Christmas music. Um, but like she is an amazing teacher, and I am really excited because this year I'm doing mine on advanced knowledge. And I still have to figure out what I'm doing, and I have to figure that out soon because my presentation is in 10 days. But we'll figure it out. It's fine.
It's fine.
But
yeah, teachers are pretty great.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite teachers. And like her classroom is set up differently than like your standard classroom in that she doesn't have desks. She has 3 big couches and everyone just chills, and it's like a super chill environment, and I love her class. So, I know I just talked about Christmas music. And so music is on my brain. I want to know, what is your favorite song this week?
So as usual, it's a little bit older of a song, but well, not old, like early 2000s, but like it is Airplanes by B.o.B featuring Hayley Williams, and it's just talking about how one of the lyrics is can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars, because I could really use a wish right now.
Such a good song.
Yeah, I love it.
That's like super awesome.
Yeah. What's your favorite song this week?
Mine is 85 by Andy Grammer, and I really like this song because I am a person that like I am learning how to find balance between like school, work, and other things. And so one of the lyrics, the main chorus of the song is, "I don't want to be 85, with like a big big house, but my heart is empty. I don't want to be 85 saying I missed it. I was chasing money," which is like super super impactful, especially as a high schooler, like learning the balance and trying to figure out what I want to do, like in the future. It's just like It's a strong song.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
So, Katrina, I know that we had a very, very difficult time starting up this week's episode, or like the actual recording of it, because we wouldn't stop looking at data.
Yes.
It's so fascinating.
Yeah, so we were looking at our Podbean stats for this podcast, and we both love data as prior Ravenclaws. But so we're looking at the data and seeing where our viewers come from, and it's really interesting. And I
just like, okay, here's my thing with data, right? I am not an abstract person. I'm really bad with like abstract thoughts and ideas, and like I like to have a plan. I like to have everything written down. And so like it's cool to me because instead of being like, "Oh, yeah, I know that we have X amount of people listening to our podcast," but it's like it's cool to see the numbers and see like, "Oh, this like we had this many people listen on this day, this many people listen on it." It's just interesting, and I am a nerd.
Me too.
I honestly, okay, I don't love math, and that being said, I don't love Algebra 2 plus Trig plus pre-calc all in one year because that was a lot.
Yeah.
But I do like numbers, and I like doing things with numbers, which is weird.
I like statistics, but like I also don't like, because math isn't my favorite subject, and I know I've discussed this because I'm not going into STEM, or not planning to, at least at this point in my life. But like I love looking at data. I love looking at stats. I love looking at things. But I don't know how to apply them to my real life. I'm just like, look, we have this many listeners from the UK. That's pretty chill.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't really know what we do with this, but it's cool to know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just cool to have the knowledge. It doesn't necessarily change anything, but like, it's really cool to know. Another thing I'm fascinated by is like the science of cooking. See, this is why I'm going into STEM. Science and math fascinate me. But the science of cooking, or like baking specifically, because what's the like saying that cooking's an art, baking's a science, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like my stress reliever is baking. So this first full week of school, I was pretty overwhelmed and pretty stressful. So I made a cheesecake, and it's a salted caramel apple cheesecake, which was really, really good. And like I made my own caramel sauce for it, which I'd never done before. And I have a cat and a dog, and they don't like each other. So I was making it, and all of a sudden I heard them fighting like behind me, like children, because I swear they're little children, and it's kind of.
Also, her dog's Instagram is Sky_the_pirate, and it will be in the description below.
Sky is SKYE, if you were wondering. Gotta get that plug in every episode.
Weekly plug.
Oh, of course. Anyway, they were fighting in the background, and I was like pouring my caramel sauce, and I stopped paying attention for a second to look at them, still pouring the caramel sauce, and I accidentally poured some of it on my arm. And so, like, it blistered, it's bad, it's whatever. It's honestly, it's just like a little spot. It's like, I would say half an inch long. But it started to bother me, like, it was like getting annoying, you know, because it wasn't like infected or anything, it was just being in the way and annoying. So I was taking my anatomy and physiology test, and all of a sudden, like, I rolled up my sleeve because I had a hoodie on, to like look at it and just kind of like let it get some air and make sure it wasn't getting infected or anything. And I like looked directly at my arm, and so my teacher came over and thought I had written answers on my wrist and was cheating because like I like rolled up my sleeve and then looked at my arm in the middle of a test. I was like, no, I swear. And he was like, oh yeah? And I was like, no, I swear. So I like showed him my wrist and I was like, I have a boo-boo. I get injured a lot when I bake. Like, I love to bake, but I'm a clumsy person.
See, this is why, like, I love to bake when I do it, but, like, I don't like to do it when I'm pressured to do it, because, like, if my parents are like, you should make something for your brother's birthday, and I'm like,
but why?
But why? But, like, sometimes I'll just randomly make batches of chocolate chip cookie dough, because what else would I be doing with my life? Homework. That's what I'd be doing. But I'm not, because I'm an irresponsible student.
You're not irresponsible. It's a stress reliever. I do the same thing. So I do you watch any, like, baking or cooking shows?
I don't watch any, like, shows on TV, but, like, I sometimes watch, I know you watch the Great British Bake Off.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about! I love Great British Bake Off!
I sometimes watch it, like, when I'm over at my grandma's house. She loves to watch those things because she loves cooking. She's an amazing cook.
Yeah, so...
Love you, Grandma. But, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but I do watch Rosanna Pansino on YouTube, who does a lot of nerdy creations, and she hasn't done as many, like, nerdy things, but she used to make, like, Harry Potter cupcakes, Harry Potter cakes, like, stuff like that, and that's what I watch. That's what gets me into baking sometimes, and then I try and make what she makes, and it looks like garbage, but...
I make a really good butterbeer that is non-alcoholic, but I am super behind on Great British Bake Off this season, so I am going over to my friend's house tomorrow, because she's behind as well, and we're gonna binge watch the season on, like, I don't remember where we're watching it. She has it somewhere. I think it has it recorded, and we're just gonna bake all day. It's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I'm going... Casual. I'm going to a friend's house tomorrow, and she just has been really stressed lately because school is stressful and stuff. And she was like, you know what? I really just need somebody to come over to my house and bake cookies with me, and someone I can rant to about anything and just, like, watch movies with. And I'm like, yeah. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
That's awesome. That's like... I love just going over to like a friend's house or people coming over to my house and just baking, because I don't know, I feel like that's a very old-timey thing where it's like, I like to hang out with my friends while baking or cooking, and it's like, I don't know, it's just, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Alright, so one thing we haven't talked about this episode that we normally talk about is what's trending on YouTube, Katrina.
Oh, so... I looked this up beforehand because I checked the trending page on YouTube.
Oh, you do?
To figure out what to talk about on this podcast. Don't know if the person that was questioning that listens to the podcast, but that's what I do. And so there were two specific things on the top, I think it was the top 5 trending, that I noticed. One was a back to school Domix video, and I watched it, and it was pretty interesting because he was talking about the reality of school and how people get looked down on if they don't go to college, and school isn't for everyone, so you don't really need to look down on people for not pursuing higher education, because people like learn in different ways, people become successful in different ways, and it was really interesting.
I love that.
Yeah. And the link will be in the description for all of these trending videos that we're talking about. Do you have anything to add on that, or should I just go to the second one?
You can. I definitely agree with that. I think that as a society, we look down on people that like don't go on what we consider to be like the correct path, quote unquote. If you couldn't tell from the very obvious sarcasm in my voice. But like I definitely agree that there are different routes, and whatever you choose to do, all it matters is that like you are successful and you're doing the right thing for you.
Okay. And then the next video I saw on YouTube was Lucas the Spider uploaded a new video.
Oh, isn't that the really cute spider?
Yeah, that's the really cute spider that like scientists have been trying to make him like super, like they've been trying to use him as a way to get people that are scared of spiders to like not be scared of all spiders, I think. I saw an article on that somewhere, but I don't remember
awesome.
where. But in this video, it's called One Man Band, and he's playing multiple instruments, and he's playing the violin, and I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast before, but I play the violin, and he's playing it better than I ever could, and so, yeah.
Quite honestly, I don't even think I knew you played the violin. It's fine.
I did tweet Lindsay Sterling for my 30 Days of 30 People, and one of our friends said that she didn't know that I played the violin either, so I was like, apparently I don't talk about playing the violin that often, but I've been playing since I was in 4th grade.
We just need an entire episode of you talking about playing the violin.
Because I've been playing since 4th grade, and I'm in 10th grade now. And so it's been quite an experience. I haven't gotten super serious with it, like taking private lessons, but I've been planning to for a while. But I'm in the highest orchestra at my school, and yeah.
That's awesome.
My parents were super into me learning how to play an instrument, because there's a lot of studies about how playing an instrument helps the two different sides of your brain to connect, because it's like using creativity but also using logic to like learn rhythms and make music, and so.
Right now I'm just scrolling through pictures of Lucas the spider.
He's such a cutie.
He's such a cutie. What else is trending on?
I noticed on Twitter, not YouTube, but Twitter, that there's a lot of like, there was a moment that it had Dwight Schrute from The Office with the pumpkin over his head from that one episode.
Yes.
And it was talking about how it's September, and I was wondering, are you one of those people that goes straight to Halloween, or do you just like are you one of those people that goes straight to Halloween, or do you wait until October to go straight to Halloween?
Okay. I need to say something that I think may lose us a few listeners. I'm not actually the biggest fan of Halloween.
Me either.
Okay.
So like,
I'm like, I like fall, and I'm all for you doing whatever you want in the fall, and like if you like Spooktober, go, good for you. But like, I just never really got into it. I liked the free candy as a kid, but that was pretty much it. So, I mean, I'm fine with people going from, like, straight from September to, or, like, straight into Halloween. That's fine with me. You do what you want. But personally, I don't ever really go into the Halloween mood.
Yeah. I always go into this mindset where I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go trick-or-treating this year, but then when Halloween comes around, and I'm like, but I want free candy, so I have to put a last-minute costume together in, like, an hour.
One thing that one of my friends and I do every year since I've moved to the place I currently am is we do like silly little, tiny little, not like tiny costumes, but like small things for costumes, like we'll wear a witch's hat or something like that, and then we will go over to her house, and on Halloween, like right after school, if it's a school day, or on the weekend, I'll get there like around 3. We will carve our pumpkins that day. We'll make the pumpkin seeds, and then we will hand out candy, because then you can eat as much as you want, and we just like watch a movie or whatever. And we don't watch like a Halloween scary movie. We watch like some Disney Pixar thing, but
because Disney Pixar.
Exactly. But that's like, I don't think I necessarily like Halloween for Halloween, but I like the things I do with this friend on Halloween. Like, I think it's super fun to hang out with her, and she's a person that I don't normally get to hang out with much. So we do have one more question. This one's from my sister, actually, who Jessie, JBart17J, and her question is, what is it about? Because what we tweeted was, any question for this week's episode? To which I will respond, Jessie, if you listen to the podcast, you would know what it's about. Love you.
Squirrels.
Squirrels?
That's what it is.
So, yeah, it is about squirrels. Actually, we've talked a lot about squirrels on this episode. But also, I'm not entirely sure my sister actually listens, because I said in, I think, our first episode that one of my favorite things was a hoodie that I stole from her, and I've gotten no word from her about that, so...
Either she doesn't care about the sweatshirt, or she, doesn't listen.
I don't know. There's no way she doesn't care about the sweatshirt, because it's one of her favorite sweatshirts, too. I think... So, I'm scrolling, as you do, and I see a quiz that, if you were a comfort food, which would you be? And now I'm really curious as to what comfort food I am.
That's what happens when you scroll through BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed is amazing, and a great time
procrastination fuel. Yep.
And the first
Okay, so we're gonna figure out what comfort foods we are.
Yes, we are. And the first question is, what's the one word you use to describe yourself? The options are spontaneous, excitable, classy, determined, studious, confident, goofy, honest, or shy. And I can predict what you will click.
I'm pretty sure you are right, because I feel like I am only one of these words, and I don't think you think that I am this word, but I am.
Yeah, we're talking about the same word. Alright, I have my answer.
Me too, and it is what you think it is. Okay, the next question is, pick your go-to condiment.
Oh no, I'm looking at the choices.
Okay, so the choices are ketchup, mustard, ranch, sriracha, mayo, honey mustard, tartar sauce, hummus, or barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I have my answer.
Gee, I wonder what that is. Midwestern Rachel.
I don't know. We may have talked about it last episode for a minute or two.
Yep.
Or more than that. Significantly more than that.
Yep.
Anyway, I have my answer. Do you?
Yes, I do.
The next question is, pick the city you would move to. Los Angeles, Melbourne, Cartagena, thank you. So, Cartagena, Miami, Istanbul, Copenhagen, London, Shanghai, and Florence. Fun fact, I've actually been to Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's in China.
My mom went there for a missions trip, I believe.
Oh, that's fun.
I have my answer chosen.
I do too.
Okay, next question is, pick your favorite candy. Hershey's Haribo gummy bears, not the sugar-free. Almond Joy, Starburst, Reese's Cups, not Reese's. Whoever says that is wrong.
Agreed.
And Twix, Laffy Taffy, M&M's, or Snickers.
Let me just say, I had to watch a video in my family and consumer science class in 8th grade where it was how it's made, because we had a bunch of extra time at the end of the year. One of the things we watched was a Reese's one, and the creator, or the head of the company was yeah, there are 2 ways to say Reese's. Reese's or Reese's, and only one of those is correct. It's Reese's. So if you say Reese's, you are wrong according to the CEO of the company.
So, yeah.
And with that, I have my answer picked.
Gee, I wonder. Alright, I have mine picked too.
Alright, the next is pick a classic book to reread, and I'm looking at these and I haven't read most of them. Anyway, your options are The Great Gatsby, Pride and Prejudice, The Catcher in the Rye, The Giver, On the Road, To Kill a Mockingbird, Frankenstein, The Old Man and the Sea, and Alice in Wonderland. I have mine picked.
I have mine picked because I've only read 2 of these.
Honestly, the one I picked is one of my favorite books of all time.
Me too. I don't know which one yours is, but I have a copy of one of mine right over in my bookshelf because
Same.
I love it so much.
Alright, pick a beverage. Sorry, this is your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, pick a beverage. Diet Coke, vodka, root beer, gin, Diet Snapple, Smart Water, whiskey, wine, or wine.
Well, I think one's a red wine and one's a white wine. But you see, we're both underage, so that means our options are literally limited to Coke, root beer, Snapple, or like tea,
Or
half
Smart
an hour,
Water.
or Smart Water.
I have mine picked.
I guess I have mine picked too.
Alright.
So the next question is a picture question, so I'll do my best to describe them. But it's pick the scenery that speaks to you. One is like a winter foresty thing. One is like a countryside, it's pretty mountainous, like a where you would find sheep. One is that called an isthmus? Like the thing that,
I don't know.
peninsula maybe? I don't know what it's called, but it's like a
There's cliffs. That's what it is.
Yep, cliffs hanging over a ledge. A really pretty field where you can see a cool mountain in the background. Looks like this is a beach, really pretty blue water. Farm field where you can see a bit of a city overneath with a cool sunset. A snowy city, looks like maybe New York. A trail in the forest with fall leaves, or a street or like a sidewalk through a park with benches with some blooming Japanese blossoms from the looks of it.
I have 2 that I'm trying to decide between, and I don't know which one to pick.
Same, because there are 2 different sides of me. Like I'm just gonna say, one of me really loves like city. This is gonna give away my answer, but I don't care. Part of me like really loves city, and like I want to live in a city. But the other part of me loves the rural scenery.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide. I'm just gonna say my answers because I'm trying to describe things, but I'm not good at describing things. So, I'm trying to choose between the wintry city one and the Japanese cherry blossom one. Because I know that what my favorite season is either winter or spring, and I can never decide, and newsflash, I can't make decisions for myself. I did decide what jam to have on my toast this morning
I'm
without
so
Rachel's
proud
help,
of
though,
you.
so.
I kind of want toast with jam now. My mom brought me a donut, too, with my coffee. She went to Dunkin' Donuts. I went ahead and picked the city, because I think a snowy city, because it's like an aerial shot of the city, and I think it's gorgeous.
I think all of these are gorgeous. No, I don't know which one I want.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a landscape by its toe. If it hollers, don't pick that one, because it won't be calming or relaxing. Pick the other one.
I'm gonna do this one. Okay.
Do you have your answer?
Yes, I do.
I want you to go first this time.
Okay, I got chocolate chip cookie.
Ooh, yummy.
And I'm craving that right now, so like a chocolate chip cookie oozing with melty, rich cocoa goodness is one of life's greatest pleasures. You know how to indulge and treat yourself. You live every day as if it's your last, and you're not afraid to take chances.
Oh, I like that.
I would say, like, the chances part I'm not really super into because I am very afraid to take chances. I'm a very timid person. But, like, besides that, I love chocolate chip cookies, so I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'd say that one's really accurate for you. I got pizza, which is actually really funny because my family has a tradition going back, like, before my mom was born, that every Sunday night we have pizza. So I think it's really cool that I got pizza. Anyway, just like a slice of cheesy, doughy pizza, you're irresistible. You have that certain je ne sais quoi that simply draws people to you. No matter the equation, you always add an element of fun and spontaneity that others find so refreshing, which I don't think I would necessarily say is true.
I mean,
I have a little bit of spontaneity to me, but I wouldn't say, like, so much that you can call me a pizza. Also, since when is pizza spontaneous?
I mean, there's a variety of toppings that you can have, so I guess that's kind of spontaneous. But like,
Guess that's true.
but I feel like pizza's the food that you have, like, nothing against pizza because I love pizza, but like, I feel like pizza's like the default food.
Fair.
Like, if you're going to a party, people are like, we should get pizza.
So I'm your
And
default?
It's not like we should get some buttered noodles with sauce on them.
So I'm a default?
No,
That sounds
you're
like
not.
an insult.
Shut your mouth, Rachel.
I'm just the go-to. You only, standard,
You're
nothing
the-
exciting, just lame.
Excuse me? I'm taking this in a different way. That, you're the go-to person to talk to.
Aww.
Because I feel like that's really true. Because I talk to you a lot. If you couldn't tell by us starting a podcast together.
We have a podcast?
What?
Dang, someone should have told me.
Yeah, I just set up a recording device in your room and you just talking. You think we're having a random conversation, but I'm really putting this on the internet.
Oh, well, I wish you would have told me. Do we have a Twitter?
Yes, we do. It is perspective_z_.
Wow, we should leave that in the description box of this podcast that we apparently have. Speaking...
And we also have an email address that is perspectiveofz@gmail.com,
Yes,
which
it
we will
is.
also leave in the description because you can ask us questions, give us, like, advice. We're supposed to be giving advice, but, like, you can tell us what we need to improve on, what we should talk about, what we should do things with.
Fun fact, it's perspective of Z because perspective Z is taken.
Yep.
Speaking of people that are really good to talk to, we have a message, or we have a question from, I'm really good at segues, clearly. We have a question from Jordan B at SuperAwesomeJEB. She said, "How are you so awesome?"
Love you too, J-Mom. And with that, this has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Rachel.
And that's been Katrina. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.